Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about what's going on in January for all 12 rising signs. So if you're interested in hearing what January has in store for you, keep watching. Before we get into the video, I wanted to talk about the transits that are coming up and will be happening across January and broken down into each week. What I'll then do is move on to all 12 rising signs, where I will segment the video so you can find your rising sign nice and easily so you can watch what this month ahead has in store for you. So let's get into it. So the first week of January, from the 1st to the 7th, we only have a couple of planetary movements or major transits that are happening. So on the 2nd of January 2024, we have Mercury finally stationing direct in Sagittarius at 22 degrees. So finally, we're going to be starting moving out of that Mercury retrograde period and out of that Mercury retrograde shadow period over the next couple of weeks. A breath of fresh air for this new year ahead, that's for sure. Along with that, on the 2nd of January, we also have Venus and Sagittarius forming a square to Saturn and Pisces. So this is a challenging aspect. However, it is involving our most benefic planet, one of our most benefic planets, Venus, with Saturn. So it is maybe making us feel a little bit serious when it comes to looking at our money or our financial status, or where we're currently financially looking at this. Maybe we're not quite where we are or where we're wanting to be leading into this new year ahead. We're also possibly looking at our relationships, and there might be some challenge or friction to do with this. However, the decisions and choices we make around this time, if we're making some good decisions, especially around our finances or around our relationships, or to do with even how we're appearing, because Venus also rules our aesthetics, it could be setting us up for a really nice year ahead, for a really solid foundation. So there's a little bit of challenging energy on the 2nd, especially with Mercury stationing direct. Things are going to start feeling a little bit more like they're coming to a head or moving quickly. On the 5th of January, we do have Mars moving into Capricorn. This is a nice energy. Mars works really well in Capricorn. It likes being in Capricorn. So this energy, we're going to be feeling really driven to maybe make those decisions or plans to do with building our foundational success, whether that be to do with our home, family, or businesses. So wherever Capricorn is in your chart, and we'll get into that for all the 12 rising signs, this will be sort of kind of feeling a little bit more stronger around the 5th. We're moving from it being in the freedom-loving Sagittarius to moving into the more grounded, practical Capricorn energy. So this energy is a lot more grounded and practical, but it's really nice for Mars to be in the sign. It's feeling a lot more driven and a lot more inspired to take practical, grounded action. From the 8th to the 14th, we do have a few more things happening. So on the 9th of January, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, freshly direct, forming a square to Neptune and Pisces, another challenging square aspect. So with squares, it's all about overcoming a challenge. So with Mercury and Sagittarius squaring Neptune and Pisces, we're maybe feeling a little bit disillusioned when it comes to how we're communicating or expressing our ideas. This could be a good time for tapping into our creative ideas or creative writing or creative just inspiration. However, this could feel a little bit blocked, or there could be a little bit of challenges when it comes to expressing ourselves within certain situations. This also could cause a little bit of issues when it comes to traveling or going about our daily duties, especially to do with vehicles or public transport. There could be some misunderstandings or challenges, things like that. On the 10th of January, we have the Sun in Capricorn forming a really harmonious trine to Uranus, who is retrograde in Taurus. So this is a really nice energy for tapping into our intuition and really letting ourselves be inspired and to tap into the creative downloads that we might be receiving. It's a very internalized energy because Uranus is retrograde. However, we might be feeling a lot more just open to new and fresh perspectives within our own ideas or our own sort of vitality or energy. We might just be feeling a little bit more open to unique forms of just ideas and decision making. Also on the 10th, we have Mars in Capricorn forming a sextile to Saturn in Pisces. Again, another positive aspect. This is very much a doing aspect. So with Mars in Capricorn, again, like I said, we're feeling grounded and practical and feeling more driven to take action on things that need our immediate attention or immediate sort of decision making around. So we might be feeling like the decisions that we're making, all the decisions that we're doing, all the actions that we're taking are setting us up for long-term success or long-term foundational structures or things or ideas or processes that we're really needing to put into action down the line. So whatever things we're cutting out of our lives in order to make room for new things is going to be setting us up for success down the line. We're forming this really nice foundation around the 10th, especially with those creative insights coming through. On the 11th of January, we have the Sun in Capricorn forming a square to the North Node in Aries. Now, again, another challenging aspect. So, with this energy, we are likely feeling a little bit frustrated at maybe where we're going or where we're headed. We may be feeling like our manifestations haven't quite come to fruition yet. We're maybe feeling there's like a long road ahead, potentially, that we're feeling that we need to go. There's a lot of mountains to climb, especially with this Capricorn energy. It's all about climbing to the highest mountain, also going to the lowest of lows. So at this present point in time, we're probably feeling like there's a lot of challenges we need to overcome. The path is not straightforward, and this could be really highlighted around the 11th of January. On the 12th of January, we have a new moon in Capricorn at 20 degrees of Capricorn. At the same time of the new moon, we have Mars in Capricorn forming a trine to Jupiter in Taurus. So there's this really nice energy of getting clear on our desires, getting clear on the manifestations that we want to take, getting clear on the steps and directions that we need to take to make these manifestations come true, and these sort of ideas that we have come to fruition. And we're likely feeling like really expansive and really like the kind of the world is our oyster almost in a way. With this Mars Jupiter trine, we're feeling really inspired to take this action. So I really like this new moon. Mercury is direct, which is great. So this is a really wonderful new moon for the beginning of the year to start those manifestation processes, write down those goals and ideas to really get the juices flowing and to really get the wheels in motion for this new year ahead, especially for this month ahead. On the 14th of January, we do have Mercury moving into Capricorn. It is finally coming out of its shadow period. It's been here before. So whatever had been coming up for you at the beginning of December, end of November, may be revisited around this time. You might start to see whatever was maybe starting to take action and maybe got delayed due to Mercury retrograde or needed to be revisited during Mercury retrograde is going to likely start moving forward now. From the 15th to the 21st of January, we do have a few more things happening. On the 15th of January, we have Venus in Sagittarius trine the North Node in Aries. This is a really lovely energy. I love, love, love this date. I've actually chosen this as one of my electional days this month. I think this energy is really potent for taking inspired action, for manifesting, for working towards your goals, making positive financial investments, making positive investments within your relationships. I really, really like this energy. A trine is a positive energy to work with. I really, really love this energy. On the 16th of January, we have the Sun in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces. So again, another creative, inspirational day. We're likely feeling sort of maybe inspired to be more creative or tap into our own intuition or spirituality on this day, especially if we're wanting to sort of take action on things or move forward with things. And this is a really nice energy. On the 18th, we have Mercury in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. Another great day. I have chosen this as another great day, especially for communicating in sort of long-term success, sort of ideas or structures or foundations. I feel like this is a really good day to sort of get clear on how you want to express yourself, how you want to communicate, and really get those business plans sorted, especially with Mercury in sextile to Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn. I really, really like this energy. I think this is a really, really nice energy to make good, solid plans. On the 19th of January, we have Mercury in Capricorn trine Jupiter in Taurus. Another awesome day. I've also chosen this as another electional day, so the 19th of January. This trine energy is always really positive, really inspirational, really good at big picture thinking, really good at like thinking outside of the box, thinking long-term big ideas. This is a great day for brainstorming or simply traveling. This is a wonderful energy for travel. Mercury is local travel, Jupiter is in like wider travel, also just travel in general and exploration. So also a great day for studying, just tapping into your just mind in general is a wonderful date for this. On the 20th of January, we have a more challenging aspect. We have Venus in Sagittarius square Neptune in Pisces. So this is a bit of a challenging energy. We might be feeling unsure of where we are, sort of where we're sitting within a relationship, where this energy is sort of like positive for us, like what's kind of happening. We might be unclear on what's happening with our finances, things like that. So it's a little bit of a challenging day on the 20th of January. On the 21st of January, we have some pretty big energy. We have Pluto and the Sun forming a conjunction at the very end degrees of Capricorn, which is very significant because this is one of the last times that this will happen. So whatever is coming up right now may be feeling like it's like a sudden ending or a sudden transformation or just like the final step in the process. This is a very potent energy, a very heavy energy, and a very transformative energy. We then have the Sun and Pluto ingressing, moving into Aquarius. So Pluto was in Aquarius last year, it then went retrograde and moved back into Capricorn again, and is now moving back into Aquarius. It will go retrograde one more time, but then we'll be in then we'll be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So this is a really, really important time. So have a think back to the beginning of last year and what was coming up for you around the time Pluto was in Aquarius. This is a very long-term transit, so things will take a little while to show up. But the Sun in Aquarius with Pluto is very, very potent, so it's really highlighting this ingress of both of these planets. And then from the 22nd to the 28th, we have our next lot of transits. It's not as full on as that week before, but it is still quite a lot of things happening. So on the 23rd of January, we have Venus moving into Capricorn. I like this energy. This is a very like practical money, practical business savvy energy. With Venus in Capricorn, it's very grounded, practical. How many times can I say that? It's just a very, very great energy for investing in yourself, investing in your projects, investing in your long-term vision for success. I really, really like this energy personally. Possibly because I'm a Capricorn rising, it will be in my first house, so I do like this. On the 26th of January, we have a full moon in Leo. So the full moon in Leo is going to be highlighting, it's dramatic, it's very, very moody, it's very, very like high energy. So full moons can go a couple ways. Full moons can be endings, a culmination of things. It can also be like high energy. It can be a high celebratory energy. It can be really like emphasis on whatever you've been working on, all eyes on that within wherever Leo sits in your chart. And I'll go over that for all of the 12 rising signs shortly. On the 27th of January, we have Uranus stationing direct at 19 degrees of Taurus. So this energy, we're finally having Uranus go direct. It's been retrograde for a wee while now. So because this is an outer planet, it is more of a collective energy that we're feeling rather than a personal. However, it will still affect us personally. Things are going to start feeling a lot more erratic sometimes rather than more internally sort of energy happening. It's going to be a lot more solidified, a lot more external energy that is going to be happening and switching and changing to do with structures, values, finances, and our food sources, resources, things like that. So things are going to start sort of going forward again. On the 27th, we also have the Sun in Aquarius square Jupiter in Taurus. So we might be feeling like too much of a good thing when it comes to, we might be exerting ourselves too much. We might be putting too much energy into certain projects. We might be being too sociable. We might be draining our social batteries a lot quicker than normal. So just to be conscious of this energy, although Jupiter is a benefic planet, it does overdo things when it is an aspect. It enlarges everything, it expands everything. So wherever it's making an aspect to in your chart or as a transit, it's going to expand it and overdo it in some ways. On the 28th of January, we have a few things happening. We have Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Mars in Capricorn. Now, we've had Mercury conjunct Mars recently when Mercury first ingressed into, when Mercury went retrograde into Sagittarius, and now that it's direct in Capricorn, it's meeting Mars again. So, whatever might have been coming up when Mercury was conjunct Mars in December likely might be coming up again now that Mercury is in conjunct with Mars in Capricorn. This is a very, again, grounded energy. It's a very serious energy. It's a very driven to maybe make some really serious decisions. It's in conjunction, so it's a bit of a neutral energy. However, Mars is a malefic planet, so it could be a really challenging energy. We might be our way we communicate might come across to others in a more challenging way. We might come across as more blunt, more cold, more calculated in the way we're approaching certain situations. So just be conscious of this and just be cautious of this. And there might be some like serious sort of news or events or things that come up or that are communicated with us in our lives with this aspect happening too. Mercury is all about communication. So there might be some endings or some finishing up of things or closing off or separating of things for us as well. Mercury in Capricorn will also square the North Node in Aries. So again, we're likely feeling the stagnation energy that we're not maybe moving quick enough towards the goals and things we want to achieve this year ahead. We might be feeling like we're not kind of on the right track or on the right path, or we're just kind of like not getting there as quickly as we want to. Mercury is a very quick moving energy. So in Aries with the North Node is a very quick energy. So we might be feeling this very frustrating, we're wanting to take action energy, but there are these blocks that are coming up that we're needing to overcome first before we can. On the 28th, there's also Venus in Capricorn sextile Saturn in Pisces. So this is a nice energy. It is a positive energy. So any serious decisions or serious investments or things we're doing, making to do with our finances or with our friendships are likely going to again pay off in the long term. We're setting ourselves up in a structured way to really reap the rewards later on, especially to do with friendships and community. I feel like that's a really big energy here. Now, on the 29th of January, we have Mercury in Capricorn trine Uranus and Taurus. So this energy is a trine, so it's positive. So we're likely feeling more inspired. With both planets are now direct. We're feeling like these direct energy downloads or these direct intuitive hits or ideas are coming through at lightning speed. So if you have any bright ideas on the 29th of January, write them down because they're likely going to be really important or likely going to assist you in any sort of things that you're working on or projects that you're doing coming forward or going forward into the year ahead. On the 29th, we've also got Venus in Capricorn trine Jupiter in Taurus. Again, I really like this energy. This is a great investment energy. If you're investing money or investing time into people, it might pay off more than you're expecting. But also with this energy, again, even though it's positive, just be sure not to overdo it when it comes to spending money or overdoing it when it comes to your relationships or things like that. This is a very big energy. Even though it's positive, it can be too much of a good thing. On the 30th of January, we have Mars in Capricorn trine Uranus in Taurus. Those ideas that we maybe had coming up for us the previous day or at this time still, because all this energy will still be present, not just on the state, but for a few days after until the planets move out of these sort of aspects. So with Mars in Capricorn trine Uranus and Taurus, we're likely feeling inspired to take action on the ideas that we had coming through for us when Mercury, in whilst Mercury is also trine Uranus and Taurus. So those are the transits and the major planetary ingresses and stations this month. Now I'm going to move into the 12 rising signs and where this energy will be happening for you. So to preface this video, you can also look at your rising sign plus your sun and moon sign to get a really clear picture of what this month has in store for you. So for Aries rising, this energy within January will be happening throughout your ninth and 10th houses specifically, highlighting your career house, your house of public achievements and external achievements. So whatever is happening here, whatever ideas are coming up for you, where you're feeling inspired to take action throughout January is going to be to do with your career and how you publicly show up in the world. There's going to be a large focus on your finances, your daily routines, and how you combine all of this energy into ensuring you're set up for success for the year and months ahead. Now, direct in your second house, along with Uranus stationing direct in your second house, this energy is going to be feeling really inspirational. You're going to start feeling a lot of momentum when it comes to how you make your money, your income streams, your income sources. Things are going to be flowing a lot easier for you starting from January. You're going to be having a lot of energy happening within your 11th house of friendships, community, your hopes, dreams, and wishes when the Sun and Pluto ingress into your 11th house. Think about what was coming up for you at the beginning of last year. What was happening for you? This is when Pluto was in Aquarius last. So whatever sort of energy had been happening for you around then is likely going to be revisited around this time. This will be highlighted as well with the full moon in Leo happening in your 5th house of joy, of creativity, of children, of romantic relationships. So you're likely going to be feeling this really creative and inspirational energy to really put yourself out there and really go after your dreams and inspirations and really take solid action into making them happen. Venus moving into your 10th house on the 23rd of January. I really like this energy for bringing in some new contractual agreements or new streams of income for you to come through over the next few months. This is like the beginning of that. This is like the grounding foundation of that, setting up your foundation for success for the months ahead. Moon in Capricorn happening in your 10th house on the 12th of January is also a really lovely energy for manifesting new business ideas, new business ventures. Really use this energy to put out into the universe the dreams that you want to work on and the inspiration that you want to receive for this year and months ahead. Taurus and Taurus risings. This energy will be happening in your ninth and eighth houses. So the ninth house is all about travel, expansion, working with people from a foreign culture or foreign land, or just getting out there and learning something new, along with your eighth house, which is to do with other people's money. So we'll be setting yourself up for that long-term financial success when it comes to putting yourself out there or getting out into the world, or sort of setting your foundational success around expanding your mind or expanding your horizons in some way. On the 22nd, when the Sun and Pluto move into your Aquarius 10th house, this is going to be really potent energy when it comes to do with your career and your public reputation. So whatever was happening for you at the beginning of last year, have a think back to what's happening around then for you, because this energy is going to be revisited and re-energized for you, especially with the full moon happening in your Leo 4th house in opposition to your 10th house where Pluto and the Sun will be. This will be a really potent energy of a culmination point when it comes to anything to do with your home, family, or roots. You may have been looking at a new home or where you're going to live or travel or expand, where you do call home. So this energy could be so really emphasizing this for you and really bringing to a head or bringing to just a celebratory time of you've finally got there, you've finally done it. With Venus moving into your ninth house on the 23rd of January, along with the new moon in your ninth house on the 12th of January, this energy is really, really potent for if you're wanting to manifest traveling or moving somewhere or going somewhere, doing something new overseas, or just calling in something from overseas, whether that be a partnership, a friendship. This is a really lovely energy for that. So setting yourself up for long-term success when it comes to travel, expanding your mind and your horizons, this is the month for you. So for Gemini and Gemini risings, this energy is happening in your 8th and 7th houses. So this month is really about your partnerships and also your money, how you make money, how you receive money, your tax debts, inheritances, the intimacy within your life. This is going to be really visited and revisited and activated during this time. There's going to be some really nice energy happening throughout your eighth house when Venus moves into your eighth house on the 22nd/23rd of January. This energy is going to be really nice for you. You might find that there's some windfalls or some opportunities that come through to you, whether that be meeting someone or deepening your relationships in a more intimate way, or just receiving money through sources that you had been working on or were expecting, or expecting some sort of payouts or things like that. This is going to be a really nice time for you. On the 22nd, when the Sun and Pluto move into your Aquarius ninth house, this energy is going to be revisiting things to do with traveling, expanding your horizons, working with people from a foreign culture. This is going to be really revisited during this time. So have a think back to last year, the beginning of last year, mid last year. What was happening for you around this time when Pluto was in Aquarius, and what's coming up for you right now? This will be highlighted again throughout the full moon in Leo in your third house on the 26th of January. We'll be really highlighting this need for community, this need for this communicating, putting yourself out there, learning, searching for that truth that you really want to investigate. Gemini rising, you're very likely wanting to really sort of learn and expand and grow yourself, who you are, and sort of just grow your potential in general. So this full moon in Leo is going to be highlighting that. What do you want to learn? Where do you want to go? How do you want to expand yourself and your horizons? This is going to be really activated during this time. So for Cancer and Cancer risings, this energy is happening in your seventh and sixth houses. So this energy is very focused on your one-to-one working, your connection with others, your partnerships, your contractual agreements, and your daily work life, your health, your well-being, and how all of this works together. So the energy of your seventh house is going to be really activated. So you're really wanting to set up those long-term successes within your one-to-one partnerships, really solidify those contracts that you have in place in order to progress forward into the year ahead. There's going to be some really nice energy with Venus moving into your seventh house on the 22nd/23rd of January. With Venus in your seventh house, you're likely going to be drawing in potentially new clients, or just deepening that sort of relationships that you maybe have with your clients already. There might be some really lovely energy happening around your one-to-one connections or partnerships in general. Or if you've got any legal matters, this is a really great time. Venus will be really benefic here for you. You might find that things will cross the line a lot easier than they potentially did before. With the Pluto and the Sun moving into your eighth house, there's going to be some dramatic changes and transformation happening to your finances, happening to your how you receive money from others, and just how you receive money in general. Have a think back to the beginning/middle of last year, sort of what was happening for you around that time with Pluto being in Aquarius. This is going to be highlighted for you again and really emphasized the full moon in Leo on the 26th of January, where that will be emphasized and highlighted what this event or what this sort of energy is going to be looking like. Something's going to come to a close, going to come to an end, going to transform for you, to do with your values, to do with your finances and how you make your money. This is going to be really highlighted for you at that full moon in Leo in your second house. So overall, this month is going to be very focused on your work and how you make your money and how you work with others on a one-to-one level. So for Leo and Leo rising, this energy will be happening in your sixth and fifth houses. So the sixth house is all about your work, daily routines, habits, health is going to be a big focus for you this month ahead. There's likely going to be a need to invest in your health, to invest in your routines, ensuring you set yourself up with a great solid daily routine that sets yourself up for success when it comes to your career and how you make your money. Without that solid routine or that solid structure when it comes to a work-life balance, without that, it's going to be really challenging. So it's important that you use this month and this good energy to really set set yourself up for success for the long term. With Pluto and the Sun moving into your seventh house on the 21st of January, this is going to really emphasize your contractual agreements, your one-to-one working, and your clients you work with, along with your legal partnerships. If you're married, this could be your marriage as well. So this could be really, really transformed and really, really emphasized at this time when both the Sun and Pluto ingress into your seventh house. Have a think back to the early last year to when Pluto was in Aquarius and what this energy was bringing up for you around this time. What was coming up for you? This is going to be highlighted for you, especially with the full moon happening in your first house. This is going to be a lot about balancing yourself within your partnerships and your work and your contractual agreements. How do you fit into this, and how can you integrate this energy? This is going to be really potent and really transformative. So, whatever is coming up may need to end or may need to be transformed in order to move forward into this year ahead. For Virgo and Virgo risings, this energy is happening in your fifth house and fourth house. So, your fifth house of creativity, joy, romance, passion, and children, along with your fourth house of home, family, and roots and connections to your ancestors. So, the fifth house, you're going to be feeling really emphasis and really passionate about what feels good to you, what lights you up. This is going to be a real focus this month ahead, especially if you're with your home and family life. I feel like there's going to be a lot of emphasis around, if you have children, a lot of emphasis around spending time with them, or just really just like investing in them, or investing in your hobbies or passions. If children isn't something in your life, investing in your hobbies and passions and what really motivates you will be really important this month ahead. Venus will be moving into your fifth house, and Venus is in her joy in the fifth house. So, this is a really wonderful energy if you're looking at investing in something for you specifically that makes you feel good, that's going to set yourself up for the long term. If you're really wanting to invest in your hobbies or what sort of interests or creativity you have, this is also a wonderful energy for romantic connections or a new partnership. You might meet someone new, or you might deepen that partnership with someone that you already have, or there's really nice energy for just meeting people in general that you might have a romantic sort of connection with. On the 21st of January, when Pluto and the Sun move into your sixth house, this is going to really transform your health in your daily work and routines. So, whatever was coming up for you at the beginning of last year, this will be revisited with Pluto moving back into your sixth house. This energy is really going to be highlighted in what needs to come to an end, or what is done, what you need to let go of, what you need to transform or transmute to do with your health. You may find there might be answers that come up, there might be a combination of this sort of health event. If you're having any sort of things to do with your health or well-being, this may be emphasized at this time with the full moon happening in your Leo 12th house. So overall, this month is going to be to do with what brings you joy and your health and well-being. Libra and Libra risings. This energy is happening in your fourth and third houses. So, this energy is a lot to do with how you communicate, express yourself, along with your home, family, and traditions. So, this energy is really going to be emphasizing your home and family life. So, if you've really been wanting to invest in your home or property, this is the month to do it. With Venus moving into your fourth house on the 23rd of January, you're going to likely be feeling like this nice stream of income coming through to be able to do that, or you might receive some sort of financial assistance, or just have the financial capacity to invest in a home or property, or to invest in your current home space, or to invest in your family in general. On the 21st, when the Sun and Pluto move into your Aquarius fifth house, this is really going to transform and transmute this energy for you. You're really going to feel maybe re-inspired to do with your hobbies, passions, or interests, or even just reignite or transform this connection you have to do with your partnerships, your romantic partnerships, or even your children. This is going to be highlighted as well. So have a think back to the beginning of last year, what was happening for you around the beginning of last year, because this will be highlighted when the full moon happens on the 26th in your Leo 11th house. So whatever hopes, dreams, wishes, or connections with community or friendships that you have may be needing to come to a close, or maybe highlighted at this time, or just in general, sort of like your relationships in general are going to be highlighted at this time for you, that maybe need to transform or transmute in some way. So for you, a lot of this energy will be to do with relationships, family, your home and property, and your connection with your hopes and dreams. So Scorpio and Scorpio risings. So this month's energy is going to be happening in your third and second houses. So there's going to be a lot of energy around your structure and how you communicate and your community in general. If you've got any travel plans or local travel that you have coming up, this is going to be a really nice time for that, especially when Venus moves into your third house on the 23rd of January. I really like this energy. It's going to help any travel, any local travel that you have go nice and smoothly. So there's going to be some really lovely energy, somewhat challenging sometimes, but really nice energy happening within your third house of communication, expression, local travel, and community. When the Pluto and the Sun move into your fourth house of Aquarius, this is going to bring that transformation and energy into your fourth house of home, family, and traditions and roots. What was coming up for you at the beginning of last year? What was happening within your home, your family? What sort of things were happening when Pluto first ingressed into Aquarius? This is going to be revisited at this time. If you're needing to sort of change up or transform your home space, this is the transit that Pluto is going to be happening for you within your fourth house. It's a long transit, so it's not maybe potentially going to happen straight away, but there is going to be a deep transformation to do with your home and family life. This is also going to be highlighted when it comes to do with your work and your public reputation and how your work is accepted into the world and put out into the world at the full moon in Leo on the 26th of January. This is going to be a full moon that really emphasizes your achievements and emphasizes the potent impact that you've had on the world around you. You're likely going to feel really inspired or passionate around this time, especially when it comes to your work and putting yourself out there. This is a great full moon to celebrate your successes, celebrate the achievements that you've had, and look at how things can come to a close or come to an end, and just really celebrate this time for you. So Sagittarius and Sagittarius risings. This energy is happening within your first and second houses. So your first house of self and your second house of finances, values, and income streams. So whatever income streams or sort of connection to your finances are going to be really of focus for you this month, setting up a solid, clear, grounded, and practical steps forward or sort of manifestations forward into this new year will be really, really potent for you. When Venus moves from your first into your second house on the 23rd of January, this is going to be a really potent time for your finances in general, your values in general. You're likely going to be feeling really inspired to take grounded, practical action when it's setting yourself up for success in the long term or investing in your home and family life that is connected with your value system. On the 21st of January, when the Sun and Pluto move into your Aquarius third house, there's going to be some transformation when it comes to how you communicate and express yourself in general. So have a think back to the beginning of the year and what that was looking like for you last year. This will be revisited at this time. It will be really emphasized when the full moon on the 26th happens in your Leo ninth house. This is going to be emphasized if you have any local or overseas travel that you're thinking of doing or wanting to call in. This is likely going to be revisited and looked at and culminated at this time. You might find that opportunities present themselves or finally come to a close that you've been waiting for. So overall, this month is going to be really focused on yourself and your connection with your values and your finances, along with any future travel plans or local travel plans that you have coming up. So for Capricorn and Capricorn rising, this energy is happening in your first and 12th houses. So this month ahead is really going to be focused on your sense of self, your physical self, your physical body, how you put yourself out there in the world and how you're perceived by the outside world. So you're going to be feeling like you want to invest in yourself physically, mentally, emotionally over this month ahead. There's going to be a lot of focus on you in general. This is a great month for self work. This is a great month for looking into self help books, looking into self expression and how you can sort of manifest the new ways that you can sort of express yourself or put yourself out there, or the confidence that you're needing to go after your dreams and your potential. On the 21st of January, when the Sun and Pluto move into your Aquarius second house, this is going going to be revisiting the energy that was happening for you early last year. So whatever energy was happening for you around your finances, your value systems, your just how you make your money in general, this is going to be refocused and revisited with Pluto moving back into your second house. This again is going to be highlighted during the Leo full moon in your eighth house, sort of balancing that your how you make your money and how you receive your money. Any sort of financial sort of stagnation that you might have had is going to be really emphasized during this full moon, and sort of any opportunities that need to come to a close or finally come to fruition is going to happen around this Leo full moon. So overall, this month is really going to be focused on yourself, ending cycles or ending sort of the self-doubt that you might have had leading into this year ahead, and a real focus around your finances and how you make your money. Aquarius and Aquarius rising. This energy is happening in your 12th and 11th houses. So, with the 12th house, this is a house of endings, of closure, of spirituality, spiritual practices. The 11th house is a house of friendship, community, hopes, and dreams. So, a lot of the energy will be focusing on your 12th house of Capricorn. So, there'll be a lot of really great time to sort of really isolate yourself in a way, or lean into that inner world and really set yourself up from that clean slate and leading into this new year ahead. So you're really wanting to set up some really solid spiritual practices or spiritual hygiene in general, just something to really clear out the old, ready for this new energy ahead. With Venus moving into your 12th house, you might find that there is some closing off of potential relationships or financial sort of investments or things like that. Things might be coming to a close. Their 12th house is the house of endings. However, there might be some sort of like investments or relationships that you're kind of having sort of behind the scenes, not so public to everyone else, but you're sort of working on these in private. So this could be like, this is going to be a really private month for you. With the Sun and Pluto moving into your first house on the 21st of January, this is going to be really, really focusing on you and transforming your presence within the world. This is going to be a huge transformative time with Pluto transiting your first house for the next 20 years. So this is a long transit. So have a think back to what was happening for you around the beginning of last year and sort of what energy was coming up for you around that time, because this is going to be refocused on, especially with the full moon happening in your seventh house of Leo on the 26th of January. This is going to be closing off any old stagnant cycles when it has to do with your sense of self, especially within your relationships, and just balancing yourself in your relationships. How are you showing up? How do you want to show up? And who is this new person that you're sort of transforming into with Pluto now in your first house? So overall, this is going to be a month of really sort of isolating yourself in a way, but to set yourself up for success going into this year ahead. So for Pisces and Pisces rising, this energy is happening in your 11th and your 10th houses. The majority of this energy will be happening in your 11th house of community, of relationships, of online community, of your hopes, dreams, and wishes, and friendships. So this energy is all about solidifying this friendship or community aspect in your life. You need this community aspect to be really grounded, really solid for you in order to move forward and to really like sort of put yourself out there. You need that support in order to really get yourself out there and get yourself sort of moving forward and have your dreams and hopes and wishes happening and manifesting into reality. With Venus moving into your 11th house on the 23rd of January, I really, really like this energy for sort of manifesting or sort of calling in new friendships, especially friendships that are going to feel maybe a bit more romantic. They might have a romantic spark to them. So really nice time for investing in your communities if you're wanting to sort of invest in a community that feels really good to you, that feels like it's really going to set yourself up for success. This is the month to do it. This is the transit of Venus in your 11th house to do it. On the 21st of January, when the Sun and Pluto move into your Aquarius 12th house, there's going to be a deep transformation happening to do with your connection with spirituality and your connection with the divine. There's going to be a sort of transformation process happening here to do with your health and well-being as well. So there is going to be really focused for you, and that's going to be really obvious at the full moon in Leo on the 26th of January. So overall, this is a month really to do with your connection with your friendships, your connection with your community, your connection with your sort of hopes and dreams. Where do you want to see yourself going this year ahead, and what can you invest in to do so? So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to speaking with you in the next video. If you'd like to like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below how this resonated with you, I would love to read it. Until next time, bye.